These are the reasons I became a variety streamer, and maybe you should too. For me, I've been playing video games for as long as I can remember. Everything from platformers to racing games to RPG games and a whole list of other games. And I feel like as a streamer, I needed to find a way to portray that and bring that to my audience that I've grown over time. And don't get me wrong, I did the whole niche down and played one specific game for months, but I ran into an issue of burnout. And burnout for me was like the driving factor to almost stop creating content as a whole, unfortunately, because, for me, I played Fortnite for months and months and months and months and months. And I streamed Fortnite and only posted Fortnite content and only did Fortnite related things for a long time, which helped me evolve as a creator and like learn how to edit and do a bunch of the bare minimum stuff. But I just didn't have a desire to continue doing it, especially with a game that I stopped agreeing with its practices as a whole. I didn't agree with all of the microtransactions. I didn't agree with the constant collabs, and I just didn't agree with how they dealt with like tiers and how they handled like the larger creators in the space. For me, when you're only listening to the large creators in a space and not listening to the community as a whole, it kind of brings forth a lot of problems. And that's why I started branching out and playing multiple games. And I found my appreciation for content creation and streaming again. I did lose a large portion of my audience when I stopped streaming Fortnite. A lot of people only came to watch my stream because I was a Fortnite streamer, but I had to do what was best for me at the end of the day. And unfortunately, with all of that being said, I appreciate those who did support the stream and watch the stream. And then I appreciate those who also came over and started exploring this journey with me. I know the whole, story game base and everything isn't for everybody, but it's good. It's been a long ride so far, and we've been doing it for almost a year now. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about why variety streaming became so important for me. For one, not only did variety streaming open up a whole new avenue of content for me, and also streaming games, of course, being that I've played every genre since I was a kid. And I always kind of dealt with the constant burnout of playing like the same games over and over and over again. So, like, Warzone, for example. When I first started streaming, I was a Warzone kid. That's all I did. I streamed Warzone, I posted Warzone clips, and I grinded camos and grinded guns and blah, blah, blah. And then I transferred into Fortnite, and I did that for way longer than I played Warzone for. So for me, I was like, maybe I should like reignite my passion for gaming and my appreciation for gaming as a whole, because gaming has been my safe space for forever. That's been what I've done since I was a kid. All my friends would come over, we would play games online. I would only play games with like my friends and shit. And then I started playing solo games and realized that it actually helped me with my problems. The first like variety game I played outside of Fortnite was actually Hollow Knight Silksong, which was the first Metroidvania I've ever played. That game is absolutely fantastic. If you haven't played it yet, please go play it, especially if you enjoy challenging games. But that right there also opened up my mind to everything that's possible. It was also the stream that did the largest numbers for me ever across TikTok and Twitch. This was before I streamed on YouTube. But yeah, it was not only a giant growth point for me, it also made me realize that I was lacking in a lot of areas as a creator. The big key point of becoming a variety streamer for me was also learning how to be a better creator and a better streamer. When you're playing only multiplayer games and you're playing the same game with the same crew of people all the time, unfortunately what happens is you get used to being able to bounce that energy off of another person, which is great, don't get me wrong, if you have that especially. But for me, I needed to evolve, and I only had my wife to play with, which I'm also super grateful for, don't get me wrong on that. But I needed to evolve and figure out what I could change to be a better streamer. And without having the energy to bounce off of somebody, and without having the practice to like talk into the void, so to speak, because in the very beginning, you don't have anybody to stream to, and we weren't streaming to a large audience as it stood, even with streaming Fortnite all the time. So it helped me learn how to just talk and be more active with my chat and be more active in my community, and how to grow in a completely different area than having other people to help me. I know everybody says as a variety streamer it's hard to grow, but you also have to learn how to market yourself rather than the game that you're playing. As a niche streamer, the biggest thing is people are going to come to you because they want to watch that specific content, and it's not usually just for you. With variety streaming, marketing yourself becomes a whole nother avenue that you kind of have to learn as you grow and figure out. A lot of people come to hang out with me now just because I'm me. They don't really care what game I'm playing. I mean, of course, there's some personal preferences and like, oh, well, I don't really like prefer watching this, but like it's you, so like I'm down. And that's another large portion of streaming that I also didn't realize was a factor, was marketing yourself for people to enjoy you rather than what game you're playing. And I think that also opened up another very large area to grow as and learn from was being me rather than being the game that I was playing, if that makes sense. I know this video is kind of tangenty, but it's something I really wanted to address, and especially for all the other variety streamers out there too. I don't know if you played games, before and you were just a niche streamer too, but from my perspective, the appreciation, the value that it's created within myself, and I think as streamers, we have a really hard time with our own like self value. I know a lot of streamers are like, oh, like whatever, this is just, this is fine, this is what I do. But I think we need to appreciate ourselves more. And I've come to realize the amount of impact you can have on another person from streaming is great, man. I've gotten messages from multiple people in my audience, and I've been like, hey, dude, like you helped me through some of my hardest moments. And I can't describe what kind of feeling that is. And I feel like that also comes with just being yourself. I know there's a lot of streamers that are like, I got to put on a persona or I have to play this game. And really, at the end of the day, that's not true at all. Variety streaming as a whole has helped me value myself. It has helped me value my audience. And it has helped my creative mindset immensely. I genuinely know what burnout feels like. And I genuinely know what being tired of a game feels like. And I also understand the fact that you're eventually going to want to evolve and grow as a creator. And I think those of you that haven't tried variety streaming yet should definitely try it. And honestly, like, I never shout out bigger streamers, I never shout out other creators, but the two guys that have helped me the most in the last couple of months is Kid Shadow. Big shout out to you, dude. I'm a huge fan. I don't get to watch the stream very much, but you as a whole have helped me understand what being a variety streamer is about and how to appreciate my community and how to just be myself. And Big E, dude, Big E, I just started watching him. I love the content, and it has helped me also realize that I can just be myself and I don't have to sit and do the same thing over and over and over again. Fuck algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Just do what you have to do to appreciate your content and the things that you're doing. But this video isn't really going to be anything but a rant. I don't get to rant very often on the internet at all. And for those other variety streamers that do end up watching this, if you do watch this, I think it could be helpful just for your creative mindset to hear it from somebody else. And I know a lot of people aren't open about it, and I know it's definitely more challenging, but it's worth it for yourself and it's worth it for your own mental, especially if you just appreciate streaming and playing different games and just being yourself, man. I think a lot of things get, overshadowed by like success, but at the end of the day, you have to enjoy what you're doing and be comfortable with what you're doing and appreciate what you're doing to even be successful in the field that you want to be successful in. Even if success is this like crazy dream, especially with content creation and streaming, I think you can do it at your own way or at your own rate and do it your own way. And yeah, just enjoy it and pursue it and chase it like the rest of us, man. We're all colleagues, and I think we all need to realize that more. And we all need to communicate much more between each other to actually find our appreciation amongst other people doing the same thing. But yeah, that's really it for me, y'all. I appreciate you for taking the time to watch the video. Once again, I know it's kind of ranty and I don't get to do this very often. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a sub and drop a like and let me know how you feel about variety streaming in the comments, y'all. Peace.